Melissa, my love, I genuinely hope what I'm about to say changes your life. Could be dramatic. I could be dramatic. I don't know if you've ever had your astrology read, but I'm seeing a little loop-de-loop. So let's get into it. If you are not Melissa and you're like, what is going on here? Hello, my love. My name is Riley X. I am a professional astrologer, and this is called Roast or Reading. Basically what I do is roast your chart while I read you so you can feel more aligned with your astrology and laugh through the pain. So Melissa, my dear, let's jump in. So starting with your rising sign, you are a Sagittarius rising, which means Jupiter is your chart ruler. We're getting straight in. We're getting straight into it. Jupiter being your chart ruler, right next to that Chiron. Ooh, buddy. So here's the thing. Jupiter expands everything it touches. When you understand that, you understand that anything near Jupiter is more intense, is more obvious, is likely something that feels bigger than maybe it actually is. And I don't want to diminish your experience, but what I mean is any wounds that you have around family, any wounds that you have around emotion, any wounds that you have with your mother are exacerbated. They are intensified. They are put through this microscope, or you're just looking at it more intensely. And the way you overcome this, the way you accept this, is definitely going to be tapping back in to your moon. So this is where it gets really interesting. So before I go over there, let's talk about this a little bit more. Being a Sagittarius rising means that you are so playful, you are so funny, you are so fun, you're fun loving, but your Jupiter's in Cancer. So you might actually be much more sensitive than a typical Sagittarius, or what people talk about with Sagittarius rising. You're likely much more chill. You may really have big dreams about what you want, where you want to live and how you want to maybe travel while you're working, because Cancer is always about home and feeling safe and feeling grounded. But when it's expanded, it's like making your home anywhere, being able to create any sort of space that feels like home to you. Now, you may have had to experience that in ways that are not necessarily fun because Chiron is here. There may have been times where you had to make your home out of your friend's couch. There may have been times where something really bad happened that made you really see who your actual friends are. With the 7th house here, with all of this energy in the 7th house, this is wounds around close personal relationships that are healed by close personal relationships. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're literally... So it's like one person that you thought you could trust hurts you, and then you have to trust somebody else to help you get through it. That, my love. Let's take a moment of silence for that. I'm proud of you. So, how does the moon play into all of this energy, right? So Cancer is ruled by the moon. So we check out your moon to figure out, okay, what is the deeper purpose here? What is the deeper connection? Your moon being in the 3rd house in Pisces is screaming emotional intelligence. You understand emotion on a different level. You understand how it's important for humans to feel their feelings. It's important to express yourself. It's important to share what you're going through. All of those things are truly valuable to you. And because this is in Pisces, the moon is already so intuitive, but Pisces is adding that Neptunian, what am I saying? Neptunian, is that a word? Pisces is adding that Neptune energy. That's what I'm trying to say. Pisces is adding that dreamer energy, that mentality of how far can I go? What can I dream about? So with your moon, which is your inner world and your emotions, and your Mars, which is about your motivation and how you take action, both being in Pisces, when you allow yourself to dream, when you allow yourself to get lost in meditation, in a vision, even like daydreaming and like maladaptive daydreaming where you really believe that you're there is so good for you when it's used correctly, right? When it's not used for like trying to solve an argument, but instead allowing yourself to dream what could possibly happen for you, what could work for you. But here's the thing. Pisces Mars is known to be looked at as like a really hard placement. And the reason is you're not motivated the same way. You don't have consistent motivation to actually get the things done that you want to get done. You have to learn to trust that ebb and the flow. Now, working with the moon cycles could be really helpful to you. Tapping into that energy, finding that rhythm, finding that way to like make things work for you could be very beneficial. But the deeper truth of it is you are a creative and you are meant to do things in a different way. So the more you tap into that truth, the more you accept that as true, the easier it will be for you to actually show up in new ways, actually expand yourself, actually face the wounds that this Chiron has likely left. Because when you allow yourself to become the dreamer that you are, that's where the magic really starts to happen. Now, you also have your Aries Venus here in the 4th. This is tricky because you find yourself to be the most comforting aspect of your life, which can sometimes feel isolating. However, it's really empowering. And when you understand that being by yourself, finding that pleasure in the solitude, finding that joy in the solitude, there is so much energy. There's such a profitable, expansive, abundant, what is the word I'm looking for? Attractive. That's the word I'm looking for. There's an attractive energy to when you love yourself, when you trust yourself, when you feel good about you and you're doing things because it just feels right to you. You trust yourself to take the right action, to do the right thing. There's an energy that shifts for you that gets really powerful. This year in 2025, there's a lot of Aries energy happening. So your Venus is going to be very activated. As I record this, Venus is actually moving into Aries. So step into that power, step into that self-love, enjoy yourself, spend more time finding pleasure with yourself, by yourself, for yourself. You're going to start to feel really good about that. You're going to start to feel really excited about that. And again, it's in the 4th house. So this is roots, family life, what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel grounded. It's you. You're the one that makes you feel safe and feel grounded. Your love for yourself and the things that you love, lean into that. Now, you have your sun and your Mercury both in Taurus. I love this for you, but it is so interesting how it's split, right? Because this is Placidus, so it's a little bit messier than like a whole sign chart, but I think it gets to the deeper story. So Taurus sun in the 6th. You are somebody who knows how to focus and get things done whether you want to or not. This is probably the biggest negative to Taurus energy. There is this, I'm just going to do this thing because it's the tangible material thing I'm supposed to do. Taurus will suppose and should themselves to death. So be careful that you're not shoulding yourself, okay? With your sun and Taurus in the 6th, on a daily basis, you take action, you do the things that need to get done. Where this can be difficult is if you've been in this mindset of working a job that you've been working for a while and you don't really like it, but it's making you money and it's keeping you safe. It can be hard for you to break free from that. It's not impossible, but the reason it can be hard for you to break free is because that sense of safety that you get in that routine is very powerful to you. It's very grounding and it's like a magnet. It's kind of hard to get away from. So tap into your joy of beauty. Tap into, Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? So come back to that Venus. Your Venus in Aries. What do you want? What would you like? How could you feel excited about what you're doing? And once you really tap into that, you're going to realize any perceived blockages, any perceived feelings of, I can't do that because XYZ reason. When you let go of that, when you tap into what feels good to you and do it because it feels good and do it because you love it, there's magic in that. So yes, you're very grounded. Yes, you're very logical. Yes, I do think you are one of the most stable people that you could possibly be, especially just having that Taurus sun. But you really want to be expansive. You want to be somebody who expands. So make sure you're doing that too. I know there can be a fear of it, right? A fear of expansion because of the Chiron. I'm so curious how much you've moved through this Chiron, yes or no? Have you really sat with it? Have you accepted it? Have you let go of those wounds? Are you still waiting for your family's approval? All of those things could potentially be holding you back, but they're actually calling you. They're not meant to hold you back forever. Back to your Mercury. Being a Mercury Taurus, you are so level-headed. You are so logical. You are somebody who you face reality head on. And this is something that is a catch-22 in your chart because this is in your 5th house. So 5th house of creation, right? You may be very logical about the way you have to create, the way you have to make things happen, the way things will come together. That could be hindering your Pisces energy because Pisces is not logical. Pisces does not have this grounded view of reality. It's delusional because there is this deeper dreamer energy. And this is where Pisces is so powerful from a place of growth. But how much does your Taurus energy like growth versus safety? This, I think, is probably the biggest hiccup in your chart, is wanting to feel safe, wanting to feel secure, but having that deeper desire for expansion. So the catch-22 here is you need to understand how powerful this logical focus could be when you're pointed towards your desires. When you're pointed towards what you actually want, what lights you up, what makes you feel so excited. If you focus on that thing, you can make it happen. So I'm so curious to know, have you already worked with that? Have you already done that? Yes or no? I would love to hear. This right here, ooh. Having a North Node in Aquarius is no joke, okay? Not easy. And the reason is you genuinely want to change the world. You genuinely want to be there for people and help people in a way that is deeply transformational. So that's beautiful, but how heavy can that be, right? So I think for you, learning to find the in-between of letting this happen through your desire. Pluto is going to help you deal with this. Pluto is going to activate this. Pluto may already be activating this, where you feel this deeper need to work towards your actual life purpose. And whatever that is for you, what are the things you want to create? What do you want to bring in? I believe everyone's life purpose is to find their joy, find their pleasure, and share it with others. So if you find that thing that you love and you lean into it fully, that you are living your life purpose. You are living in your truth. So now is the time more than ever to live more authentically. And I think you're going to feel this very intensely. The North Node is always calling you. Whether you want it to or not, the North Node is always calling you. So for this to be in your 2nd house, the only thing I'm going to ask you to do is to not lean into the Aquarius, but I don't want to receive money for it. But I just want to help other people. Your 2nd house is being lit up by this. You have Saturn in the 2nd, long-term success, maybe later in life. When you lean in to your authenticity, when you lean into the desire of what you want, you are a powerhouse. And then you also have your midheaven is in Libra, which means the best of you is helping others, working with others, connecting with others, creating relationships that really create balance, right? So I genuinely think your challenge with your chart is to not let your past wounds hold you back from creating new connections. Do not let your past wounds hold you back from dreaming. Do not let your past wounds hold you back from a fear of success, a fear of receiving, a fear of emotion. Don't let that energy hold you back. You have the tools to be successful in this lifetime, as long as you don't get sucked in and stuck on what you think you have to do for others. Leo South Node in the 8th, there's way too much self-sacrifice there. So find that balance. Find that balance. Heal these wounds through action on your desires. You don't have to heal first and then do it. I just wanted to be clear on that. Heal through taking action towards your dreams, towards your desires, and you will naturally have the shadow work come up, the crying, the fear, and you move through it. I love this so much. I hope this reading is helpful. Please let me know if you do need more help, my love. I really appreciate you. And if you are not Melissa, but you are interested in booking a session or a reading with me, you can check me out at rxtarot.com. Thank you, love.